And so even though it's more accessible, if everything is totally translated and adapted to Western aesthetic practices, uh, there is the idea that something is lost there, and that the strangeness of the culture that we're looking at uh, is lost, and we want that strangeness. So we want to be reminded that we're, not in Disneyland, that we're indeed are in a different culture with a different way of looking at things. So that's sort of the idea behind using um, words from the native language instead of translating everything. And then the major characters, so there's a glossary at the end. So like all epics, uh, the names are very large and they keep on changing. So there are many nicknames, many alternative names going on. The genealogies are immense in this text. Okay, so extensive genealogies, extensive family trees that are constantly being recited. And this is always an important part of oral tradition, to make sure that you are acknowledging um, not only people, but also all the connections, all the family connections. And so obviously that's an important part of this text, but it's usually an important part of all um, oral text. Okay, so that's looking at the textual apparatus. Moving to some other aspects of the text. So again, um, it was recorded in 1994, but it harks back to the birth of the Malian Empire between the 13th and 15th century Common Era. Uh, Sunjata or Sundiata or Sunjara, he has multiple names, right? Multiple renderings of his names, is the legendary hero who unites the Mali Empire and creates a new culture. So he not only creates this is sort of the high point of Malian power, of West African sort of empire, but he brings a new culture into play, right? Sort of a more, for that time, more modern and sophisticated culture. So yeah, indeed, Mali was a empire between the 13th and 15th century, what we would consider the medieval period. It was an intellectual, economic, and cultural powerhouse. The one of the major towns or cities of the era, which still exists today, was Timbuktu.